Super quick demonstration on how these automatic rainwater wicking tote systems work. Basically the water comes down into this rain tank. At the moment I'm going to fill them up from this hose, but once this is actually full, it'll automatically flow into the overflow and flood into this pipe, which fills all of these bins. And then eventually all the pipes, they're all connected and they all come to this point. So this is the overflow point, but at the moment I'm filling up from rainwater from the tank. And so as that starts to fill up, you can sort of peek in here and you can see the water level on that line there. And I'm going to make a little bit of a viewing window or possibly a flotation device in here, which makes it always easy to see what the level of the water is. At this point is my overflow, and so I can adjust this higher or lower depending on how much of a water table I want to set in all of the garden beds. And then that way, when you dig down into your soil, it's like these have been watered from the top a little bit because these are a new system, but generally speaking it'll be relatively dry on top, and then as you dig down a little bit you can see it quickly gains a lot of moisture, or you might not be able to see, but it does. And anyway, like I said, if you find it's too dry on top, you can just raise the water table further. Water can generally wick about 30 centimeters from the top of your water table, and so after it drops past that point, I've got like some devices and a wood core that sort of wicks it up from the lower levels. But as the water is down below and not up above, it makes your roots of your plants want to dive deeper and deeper rather than shallower and shallower, which ultimately makes for healthier, stronger plants. And so because they're never going to have to deal with a drought anytime this season, they should have a very stress-free life in this environment. And also it's going to be covered until late spring with this lean-to greenhouse. So as we're cladding up all the wood here, it'll both preserve the tanks themselves and make it look a lot nicer in here. And so that's where we're at. We're almost completed that. This is my brother-in-law just pulling up, and he is helping me do all the woodwork. And yeah, so that's where we're at. We're almost overflowing the bins, but currently it's filling up. I'm going to top it up all the way, and then I'll just shut off this valve. And like I said, if I wasn't doing it that way, it would be happening automatically as this gets tall enough to overflow. Alright, so I'll give you a little pan out view. This is where we're at the moment. For documentation's sake, this greenhouse isn't normally open this much, but just as a working space, and then we'll close it up for another month. But and then we'll plant it with a bunch of seedlings, although there are some seeds going nicely in there. Alright guys, I'll call it quits there. Thank you very much for watching, and please give me a thumbs up, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them and I'll be happy to answer them. Alright guys, bye bye.